Joining us now is John Vanbiesbrouck with USA Hockey, and you've been in this organization now. This is your 8th World Junior team. How has the United States gone from a team that maybe 10, 15 years ago hoped for a medal, and now if they don't come home with a medal, it seemed as a disappointment?
Yeah, the expectations have certainly gone up. I think that, each year you learn something different. I think the teams prior to when you mentioned were ones we're really building on. We had won, and we had, a mishmash of players that, didn't fit every position. But we always had speed. We always had tenacity and a love for the country. So those are good things that we were building on. But I think now we're starting to get to the depth at each position, and we get a little selective. So, we're blessed with that.
But it was obviously a move by USA Hockey to start building these players. You've always had the talent, but now it seems like the players are groomed for these international events. They have the camps in the summer. Is that what's really made the difference in their development, or a lot of them come through the Plymouth program as well?
Yeah, National Team Development Program has really helped, especially 17 going into your 18th year when these tournaments really start to kick in. And, there was a focus on that back in '96 when they put this together. But the advancement of it now is, we have a great camp structure that we do every year, both on our men's and our women's side too. And we've had a lot of success on the international front on our women's side too. But I think our approach to it, of how we take a long-range approach to it, our ADM program from youth has really been a good structure for us, and it's paid dividends. Controversial things when you're a young kid, checking out of hockey there for a while so everybody could touch the puck and feel good about playing. And I think we're a more welcoming sport. We welcome and make people feel like they belong right away.
You're wrapping up your time here in Duluth. That's where we're doing this interview now. This camp, what kind of things did you want to see put together to make this team ready for the World Juniors in St. Paul?
Well, yeah, we go from an evaluation, right, from our summer. We kind of stepped on our toe a little bit in the summer, and we were a little bit more determined to get the team positioned to hand over to Bob and our coaching staff because, they're coaching their teams at the U and other teams that we have our coaches from. And so they don't know the players and where they're playing as much. So we had to get it prepared for it to hand off to Bob. I think since we've done that and come up here to Duluth, he's taken over, which is great, and has done a tremendous job with our staff to get us prepared. We'll be prepared for our last preliminary game here against Finland, but going into the tournament, we're going to be on point.
Now, you've won the last 2 goals on foreign soil. This time you have a chance to do it on your home ice. How big could this be for USA Hockey should things fall the right way?
Well, we're challenged by it, and in a good way, because you have to manage distractions. We're going to have more family, more friends, more attention, but we welcome it. I think the players know that they need to focus on the process, and they're engaged, very similar to when we're abroad. But to have people behind us, we're not used to that. We're normally Darth Vader going into a foreign land. But I think we're going to welcome it. It's just managing the process, some of the distractions, and some of the things we want to enjoy Christmas with families at home, in Minnesota. We want to engage in Minnesota and love the state and be part of it. And we hope that everybody comes out and supports us.
How has this been for you to take on a position like this, going from a superstar player to then becoming an administrator and looking at the sport from a completely different angle? Has it been rewarding for you? Is that what drives you? What drives you in this position? We know what she was driving you back in your playing days, but do you get that same kind of satisfaction from playing as you do now administrating?
Yeah, I mean, the compete part, sometimes you got to turn down your compete instead of turning it up, which is something that I've had to learn to do. But my predecessor and Jim Johansson did a great job of setting this program up and getting it on its right path. So we owe a great debt of gratitude to Jim Johansson and those before him, Art Berglund and others that have really set this program up. I get a great amount of satisfaction out of do this personally. I love my country. I like supporting it abroad. We're putting our best foot forward, so I'm a benefactor of some great people that surround us, and we're blessed to be able to do what we love to do in the sport that's given us a great life.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And not only do you have this World Junior team, you also have another team that you're putting together at the same time, the Olympics with NHL players back in the mix. How important was that 4 nations last year to kind of really gauge the temperature of the water and what this could be in Italy?
Yeah, the Olympics, well, that's a fun process right now with all the chaos that's going on with the venue and everything. But I think the 4 nations was just a coming out party back to international hockey and for people to see the best on best. And for the NHL to take a break in the middle of the season, I guess, tells us how important it is to them. And so, for us, we have great players. It's going to be hard again, but it was a process for us to get to know what we had in place. But not only that, it's to see how we kind of shared where we are against Canada, against Sweden, against Finland, with the top countries there. No Russia right now, but I mean the Czechs and other countries are very formidable. The Swiss have great players. But it was a landmark piece, I think, for hockey. A lot of people watched. We turned on some new hockey fans. In the end, that's what we do, right? We want to build more of a fan base. It's a global game, probably one of the few that have global stars from all around the world. And but for us, we're proud to be Americans, and we're going to go to Milan with a gold medal in mind.
How is it to select that team versus a World Junior team, where I'm assuming everybody here is all in, but these pros have superstar status, they have big money contracts, they have National Hockey League teams that may be kind of leery of seeing their guys step into a forum like that. How much do you have to navigate those waters?
Yeah, that's a biggie because, this is the U20 tournament is just that. It's an under-20 tournament, and so it's capped by age. And future stars. Now you're dealing with stars that are, still competing at the highest level, and like you said, they're getting paid. But the bigger part to that is they're playing in roles at their team that they're going to have to come to this team and possibly play in different roles. The power play side, we have all power play guys, so somebody's going to have to kill a penalty. But that in the fact of the sacrifice, right? I mean, we experienced that last year at the World Championships where we won gold medal for the first time in a long time. And we're seeing more and more players just wanting to wear the red, white, and blue. And, the money part is not an aspect for these players, and you can see it in the way they prepare and dedicate themselves. And I think that, I'm loving seeing it myself, is it's kind of old school. Guys loving to play for their country, putting their country first and putting others first. So with that, I think we got a great chance at winning. But it is a totally different animal when it comes to the Olympics team.
And I think it says a lot for what you have done with USA Hockey as far as making it something that everybody wants to attain and wants to be part of because they see your success in other tournaments and how those players were treated. And so when they're asked to return, they're more willing to step up and say yes. Yeah,
we're experiencing a great boost in that. I mean, like I said, we have a great team behind us. We have a wonderful organization of volunteers that are getting behind us, and we have dedication from the best athletes in the world. So, I mean, their give back is meaningful to us. We talk to the Larkins and those guys of the world. They're going to be doing this next. We want to make it better and pass on the torch to them for their kids and for their grandkids to carry this thing forward and become the best hockey nation in the world.
John, thank you much for the time. Congratulations on what you've achieved already, and hopefully there's more congratulations coming your way real soon.
Thank you very much.